This is what's driving you. And so my first question, man, I'm gonna get right to it. What's driving you?
About my old lady, my kids, my family. That's what drives. I wouldn't have met you when I did. Here you go. Shut this shit. That's why it gets you in trouble.
What's up, man? This is what's driving you. I'm Keyon Dooling.
What's driving?
What's driving you? And I'm gonna end like this. I think that the biggest room in the world, the biggest room in your life, is the room for improvement. Hey, what's going on, good people? My name is Keyon Dooling. This is What's Driving You. And today I have two special guests, my friends, my brothers, my Conrads, my aces, my woadies, my day ones, whatever you want to call it. I got Brandon Knight, 10-year NBA veteran, still playing professional basketball, just an all-around amazing person, lottery pick, father, a husband, a son, a community advocate, an entrepreneur, all these great things. So we got Brandon Knight here to my left. And then I got my dog, my woody, my homeboy, one rim bim, Stanley Remy,
yes,
who's one of the most accomplished basketball NBA trainers, not just for the NBA players, but college, high school, and the youth alike. But we're gonna get into the story today on kind of like what brought us all together. I like to start this show off by saying, like, if you wanna go quick, you go alone. If you wanna go far, we must all go together. And so since I have my brothers here today, I wanna take us a little bit further back, right, to how we all kind of came together.
Yeah.
How we started breaking bread, how, like, you know, that round ball brought us together. And then I want to take it and segue through some different chapters in life, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
All right, so my first question, and I'll start with you, Remy, you know, because you got a little bit of seniority on BK. He's still a young boy. But, man, what's driving you, man? What is it that gets you up every day, man, to come to this amazing facility, to give all that virtue to these great athletes, you know, young and old alike, professional and amateur alike? Like, what's driving you, buddy?
I mean, first and foremost, my family. I know what family was for me growing up, you know, waking up, seeing my dad every day as a kid, you know, put on his suit and tie, not knowing what he was doing, but I knew it was important until I was older enough to know exactly what he was doing. But I always was like, man, I want to be like that. I want to be somebody important. So I want my kids to feel like that, you know, somebody important, somebody that's consistent, somebody that's working every single day so that they can take those same attributes.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Yeah, man. And rest in peace to Pops, man. Pops had a profound impact on all of our lives. We still miss him. We love him, but he's still here with him. We still hear his echoes, you know what I mean, routinely. So BK, I'm gonna ask you the same thing, man. What's driving you at this point? Because I know, like, driving, right, what the things that motivate you at different points of life, you know, kind of motivate you, but like where you are right now in your life, what's driving you, champ?
Yeah, I would say specifically for me, first and foremost, I couldn't do anything without Jesus.
Come on now.
You know, that's my foundation. Everything I do starts with that.
Yeah.
If I didn't have that as the guideline and the foundation, a lot of things wouldn't look as good as they look.
Yeah.
They, you know, some things I probably would have gave up on. Marriage wouldn't look how it looks.
Yeah.
So that's really, every time I need my peace, that's why I put my eyes back on Jesus.
Amen.
You know, so that's the first thing. And then to go from that point, I would say family as well.
Absolutely.
Got a little boy that's about to be 2.
Come on now.
Yeah. Little girl dropping this week.
That's right.
Been married for 5 years. And to kind of echo what Remy said, coming to the gym every day, my son, his thing now is go gym, go gym. Because that's what he see daddy doing, you know.
Yeah,
so
facts.
And I kind of, you know, to like I said, I follow behind y'all, man. We gotta, in order to lead, we gotta follow something.
Yeah, man.
So like Remy just said, like when I was younger, my dad every day, 30 years on the graveyard shift. So and so I got games, I got everything going, and he still, no matter what, whether it's a game at 8, he gotta be to work at 12, he doing both. You know what I'm saying? Practice, he had practice.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man didn't sleep for 30 years.
Yeah.
I'm at home doing schoolwork. He leaving. All right, I'll see you in the morning.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Leaving at 12. So I saw that for a long time. So I saw what hard work looked like.
Yeah.
I saw what showing up looked like. I saw what
You saw what tough love looked like.
I saw what it was, man. Yeah. So a lot of my foundation and how I move, you know, that's how I grew up, and then meeting individuals like you guys, big brothers that move the same way.
Yeah.
It's like that's just a way of life.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful, and I think we all so uniquely blessed because we have all had strong Black fathers in their lives, right?
100%.
Right, and you know sometimes it wasn't easy, right, with the discipline and the infrastructure and the accountability that they would put on you. But man, had they not done that, man, we wouldn't be sitting before these people today. So, man, big shout out to the popses out there who out there grinding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The mothers alike, but you know what I mean? Big shout out to the popses because we get shitted on a lot of times at the end of the day. No, this is dope, man. So, like, I look around, I see all these basketballs, I see all these rims in here, I see, like, an NBA-style court, I see, you know, a top-notch, you know, workout facility, I see a training room, I see all these different things, man. But if I rewind the clock back to like 2002, 2003, when we were meeting each other at the gym in LA Fitness in the morning time, like, do you think, like, how did you become, you know what I mean, this guru of basketball, and how did you put it all together? If you could give us like a quick narrative about like how you put it all together and how you work with so many premier athletes, and like, how did that start for you?
Well, I mean, obviously, you grow up with a love for the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
It wasn't an easy journey for me. Definitely, I wasn't the greatest of athlete. I wasn't the greatest of player. Just stuck with it. The love for it. Just keep getting better. But what my getting better looked like was just, you know, playing in the inner city. Right. Playing against older people.
Playing against them boys from Dilla.
Yeah, you know, not yet. We ain't in Broward yet. If you're talking about my Dade County days first, my 305 days. But yeah, like, so like just growing up playing against older cats and just them pushing you, not understanding the circumstances, just not being afraid out there, you know, understanding how to deal with bullies, all of that stuff. So the toughness and the competitiveness, that came from that, you know, but the love, you know, just keep getting better. And I think that my love for developing guys, honestly, came from when I met you.
Yeah, that summer, them summertime grinds.
And the way it came was, you know, like I said, we didn't work on our game before I met you. I didn't work on my game, like getting up shots, working on handles. Like I said, we just hoop, right? Mm-hmm. So when I met you, we started working on our game. And I remember, like, before just your skills getting better, my understanding of the game got better. Like, understanding how to play pick and roll, seeing the roller, slowing down, probing. And I'm like, wow, there's a whole new game in basketball when you slow down, or when you see and you wait for things and you're patient to see the why, right? People tell you to do things and they never tell you the why. Yeah. I think that's the biggest thing. So like, you know, dealing with you, obviously we started working on our game together, and I watched myself just continue to grow. I know what that felt like. It felt like Disney World to me, just knowing that I can go play pickup and I'm looking guys off, hitting rollers without looking at them. I'm like, damn, I never seen that side of the game. And I knew it was a secret, to be honest, because I knew people weren't developing like that. Right. So I just had a love for that feeling, and I knew I wanted to do that for other people because it affected one, but if I can affect thousands, then it becomes a better basketball community and world.
Yeah, no, it's so great, man, because like I fed off of your energy, even though I was in the NBA, you know what I mean? Like your excitement every day to like get up and get to the gym. Right. You know, so we can really impact each other. You know what I'm saying? Like when we come together. And I think like what Brandon doesn't know is that like, dude, like your focus as a youngster and the way that you like went about your business and the discipline that you have, like it impacted us all. So I want to kind of go to like when we started vibing with BK, right? You know, I saw Ephraim one night in LA. He was like, yo, you know, we introduced ourselves to one night, each other in LA. You know what I mean? I don't want to tell my age, but this was a long time ago. He was in high school. And I was like, look, dude, you know, I'm in the league, but like I got to connect him with Remy. Correct. Remy's got some stuff and he's got the time and the energy to be able to unlock BK. He up next. Right. And so like talk about like that village, like kind of connecting with us earlier in your life when you was in high school. Yeah. How did that impact you? Oh man, drastically. Because, you know, you got a lot of people that, you know, that play a part in your growth as a player, especially down here. You know, starting from football, playing on Carol City Park, Optimus, and then going
from there and starting picking up basketball more, going to Broward, and then you got a lot of different people that help you get to a certain point. I had a couple coaches that really helped me. Coach Johnny was super instrumental. Like my brother Henry McNabb Jr. Super instrumental in me getting better. So you got all these people that guide you. And one of the things about down here is that I don't want to say hate, but that really bothers me is everybody tries to wrap their arms around kids and don't want to let them go when it's time to let them go so they can go get some real help from somebody that can help them get better.
Right.
Everybody feels like, oh, this is my guy. I'm gonna keep my arms around him and I'm gonna till the wheels fall off. And it's okay to do that, but if you got somebody else that can come in and provide, if he wants to go to the NBA and you got a guy that's training 100 NBA players a summer, why would you not let him get in the gym and do those things? So to piggyback to myself, my camp knew when it was time, like, hey, you outgrown us. You ranked #1 in the country, #2 in the country.
That's pressure.
You know what I'm saying? Like we don't want to keep, we don't want to hold you back from what you could accomplish. Everybody in my corner, regardless of what could or could not come from it, was like, hey, look, you got to take the next step. Like we know you got something. We don't know what it could be, but we know you got something.
Man.
And so that's where you came in, had the conversation with my people, my brothers, linked me with Remy. And so I'm 16, and of course I worked out, but this is a different it's a different level. It's a different level.
Yeah.
And I'm coming in like, and he's like, like, oh, they saying he the #1 ranked. So he's like, all right, let me see what
I did to say.
let me see what he
You know what you got to say.
Yeah, let me see what's going on. So he tested me super early. He tested me. You know what I'm saying? Like put me in front of some pro players. Our brother Alan Roach.
Yeah, Roach.
And so
prime and at them.
what I'll say is I was like the ultimate competitor, right?
Yeah.
Like especially that version of me. Like I saw red, like no matter what. So he tested me. I'm like, bro, I'm built for this.
Yeah.
And so the workouts was cool, but he challenged me on my shot, different things, footwork, things I had never seen before.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta, like I ain't never seen, I gotta come back.
Yeah.
But what really tested me though, I'll never forget my first year, man. Goodness gracious, Alan. Hey, Roach, if you looking at this, boy, Roach, hey, dog, because I know you didn't I know we about to get into that.
Yeah.
Roach, if you watching this, bro, I'll never forget. He's like, all right, cool. Like we going through the workouts. I could see he got something. All right, cool. Let's check up. Let's check up. Let's get in this jump. Get in this one. Get this.
I warned him. I said, BK, not yet. He was like, nah.
I'm like, man, come on, check on, man.
All these noises at work, and I want to see what it really.
Yeah. So I'm like, yo, like, where you playing? Of course, you don't know no better, right? Like, if it ain't NBA, it don't matter. Right. So Roach overseas killing. He, one of the best players from down here, and he don't get as much love as he should. But so I'm like, he play overseas. I'm 16. I'm ranked #1 in the country. Like, cool. I'm this whatever. Check ball, bro. Roach was dunking on me. I'm ripping this. He had a white beater on. I'm ripping that junk. He's still dunking that junk. Dog left the gym like, nah, dog. I'm not gonna make it, dog.
Yeah.
Overseas, dude, killing me. Like ain't no way.
That's the beauty of it,
You
man.
know what I'm saying?
That's what each one teach one comes in, because Roach had his fair share of days what they got done to him.
No, for sure. But I know, because he was like, hey, man, Key did the same thing to me, then saying
With love.
yeah, with love. And Roach was super cool about it. He, like I said, he did what he did. But when that happened, most players is like, they go into a shell. I'm like, yo, hey, every day I'm like, where Roach at? I need that every single day.
I needed to see him respond. I needed him to see what his personality was going to be like and see if he get into a shell, because now I'm like, okay, he ain't got no dog in him. I got to work on dog, which is impossible to do, right?
Yeah.
It's difficult.
So when he's saying he's looking for him every day, and I'm watching him work out every single day with Roach on his mind, and I'm like, they're working out to get better. He's like, no, I ain't working out. I'm now running to stay.
No, that's it, dog. I'm like, wait till I see him again, dog. Wait, dog. Just wait, bro.
It brought chills to my body because it felt like I was training a pit bull.
Yeah.
So like, I ain't have to teach effort. I ain't have to teach sacrifice, and I ain't have to teach going hard. So like, when I seen that, I said, oh, he got something. So like, now we got to put it in fruition,
Yeah. So like just as far as like the hoops like circuit down here in South Florida now. Let's just not take the South Florida out of it.
Yeah.
Like Florida in general.
Correct.
Like we historically have been known for being a football state.
Right.
But dog, when you really look back, like we had Chocolate Thunder.
Yeah.
You know, we had Otis Thorpe, we had Derek Harper, you know what I mean? We had Eddie Jones,
Yes.
we had Mitch Richmond. We got guys, you know, who've been doing this for a long time from our state.
Right. Yeah.
But now you see all these young boys like kind of coming up, right? You know, Florida boys with dog and energy and athleticism. But I think the skills training is like kind of went through. What's the state of Florida basketball right now? Like on all three levels? Like, do you think we're one of the top 5 states in the country at least? You know what I mean? With our basketball talent, what do y'all rank us at? Us Florida boys.
I'll go first because I know Remy is more connected to the grassroots than I am right now. But like I said before, we got a lot of really good players that have come from here, and I think we got to do a better job in Florida of understanding our history, right? So when I got to the league, there's a lot of guys that were great that I knew their name, but I had no clue they're from Florida. So like I said, a lot of it is for us, and because we football and that's what's talked about, we gotta, and this, you know, this is part of our duty. Part of us even sitting here right now is each one teach one. You've been saying it. It's not just about coming on this court, but when you come in the gym, it's like, yo, you got to understand from Florida, like who came from here. And us being able to teach that.
We stand on their shoulders.
And that's we wouldn't be here without them. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't be here without y'all helping me and guiding me and pushing me, and y'all came before me. So I think a big part of like Florida is, if we don't know it here, I know everybody else in the country don't know it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys now that done made it, it's like, yo, you know, he's from Florida. He'd be like telling me, I'd be like, yo, he from Florida, bro. I had no clue.
I think I hear a high school like holiday tournament or something that we might need to.
No, we
You know, we might need to do something creative down here to, you know, kind of bring that culture back because. Like, man, when you grow up down here, man, like it's this sense of pride, man. We got like this culture down here, whether it's a car, a sports culture, you know what I mean, a food culture, a dance culture, you know what I mean? Like we have these rivalries like from Little League football and basketball and all these different things where you know people, you know what I mean, like from this area. So I just think that, man, like dude, I just wear that Florida on my chest. I love it. I love being from the crib. I love what it's done for us. I love the fact that our weather is so good that we can play sports year round. It helps us, you know what I mean, on another level. You know, I'm thankful that my hands are nice because like slap boxing was a part of cardio.
1,000%.
You got to
high school.
You got to strap up, right? So let's talk a little bit about like, man, that's great, man. Thank y'all for that context, man. Like, cause like growing old, Brandon, I don't think you know how much you impacted us because like you were really the first player who we said, hey, you know what, we're gonna help him speed his curve up.
Right.
We trying to have him one and done. You had the potential. We saw a vision for you, and we wanted to put resources and infrastructure and support and love around that, and you helped us become better, because like you were so willing and eager to work. So I salute your family for allowing us to share that time and space.
No, for sure.
And look at it, like, you know, it's almost 20 years later, and like our bonds is still strong.
And I can piggyback on that, like how important Brandon was for my development, right? It's because obviously I was working with NBA players, I was working with kids before I met him, but he was the first young man that I watched blossom into something so great, right? So he gave me the confidence to know, like, dang, what you're doing is working. Like, not that I know it's working. I know I work with other players and I'm watching them get better, but like with Brandon, I think the difference between him and what's going on now, because training is like, there's a trainer on every street corner now, right? So I think it's so less impersonal. So like Brandon was able to get the Remy that didn't have kids, wasn't married. You know what I mean? Brandon, he could show up to my apartment, you know, right after school, you know, whether I had no plans, like, you know, so like Brandon got me to come to his practices, come to his games, work out before the practices, work out after games, like 6 in the morning, you know, that was on Remy, you know what I mean? So like, and that came with the talks, right, about life, like guiding through life, the struggles, the family struggles, different things, like, so like you really bond and you really grow. And I think like he was the first seed that I watched grew. And then you had the Vernon Careys of the world that came behind him, but I already had the formula.
Yeah.
You know, the Chet Howards, the Taylor Hendricks, these are lottery picks that come from here. I watched Scotty Barnes do the same thing. So like, you know, these people come from his tree, you know, and like he said, in Florida, I don't think he was connected enough with those guys because those guys didn't understand the history, right, to know, you know, the Kenny Boytons of the world that he played with, like, you know, those guys, were amazing. Like, and even if Scotty Barnes, you know, went to the NBA, lottery pick, rookie of the year, then became an all-star. Hey, sir, you came from Florida, and there was somebody better than you when you played in high school.
Well, you know what? We OGs, so we got to do a better job of like doing something.
Trying to connect it. You know, I agree.
We really do. We need each other at the end of the day because it's different phases of life, you know, that we kind of go through. But you mentioned something, and you talked about like the pressures in the family. And things like that, and the expectations of others, and everybody, you know, because you don't get to a point by yourself. No. There's so many people who help cultivate you, develop you, bring you nourishment, you know what I mean, bring you infrastructure, bring you support, bring you help along the way, right? And, you know, I was, 20 when I got drafted? You were what, 19?
19,
You were 19 years old. When you started your own business, you were in your early 20s.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? And so, like, talk a little bit about the pressure of a man, right? You know, when so many people are counting on you, so many people believe in you. You know what I mean? And the dynamic shifts when you become, like, successful. And you have to, like, you know, take on all this responsibility. Like, how difficult is it to bear the weight of the world on your shoulders for your family, for your community, for your loved ones, for your wife, for your mother, for your children, for your siblings, all those different things, and then still have to go produce? How difficult is that?
I would say that based on the foundation, like we spoke about earlier, how we were brought up, I don't think that part was too difficult, because the way I looked at it was this: I'm gonna show up, I'm gonna give 150%. Ain't nobody gonna outwork me. Ain't nobody gonna.
That's facts.
Ain't nobody gonna outgrind me, like none of that. So wherever the chips fall, when I'm done with that, more importantly than how my family views me, and I want them to view me in a high regard, I gotta be comfortable with myself, right? So I think in order for me to be who I have to be for my family, I gotta be secure in my identity as a man first, right? So if I'm wavering in my thoughts, so I'm double-minded, I can't be the rock that my family needs. I can't be that supporter, provider, whether it's physically, financially, mentally, right? It's not just about finances. But once you turn into a man, like, and especially if you are the financial rock, with that, you got to have conversations too, right? Like,
and tough conversations.
You know, at 20, 21, 22, when certain people want certain things, it's like, yo, I can give this to you. But imagine at 21, 22, it's like, I can give this, I can do, but I don't think it's needed. Well, so it's not just about finances, but it's about mentality in general. You get thrust into a leadership position, especially if you start making it financially, just by default of the finances. So I think, for one, just to piggyback, you gotta be solid in your own identity first, right? And so wherever the chips fell, I ain't have no issue with that, because I knew, like, I've done all I can. So wherever I fall with that, I'm comfortable with that. And once again, even once I made it to the NBA, that was enough, right? Like, nobody in my family had done anything close to that. So of course I didn't want that to just be it. And I want to keep striving. I had tunnel vision. But as far as the weight of the world, man, I didn't really think about that a whole lot.
Man, that's a blessing. But that's a testament to your family too.
And that too.
Incredible job with
my family. They kept I don't want to say a shell around me, but, like, you know how I was, Keith. Like I got a couple people I'm rocking with, and that's it. It wasn't. I ain't have a whole lot
You
going
was
on.
ahead of the game.
Yeah, I ain't have a whole lot.
I was just about to say.
You just the way that you conducted yourself, even as a youngster,
Yeah.
like was ahead of the game. You had strength, even though you were younger than me, that I didn't have.
Right.
Even though I was older, right? You know what I mean, and being able to stay firm and you know what I mean, what you say and what you want to do, and not feeling
almost too much though. Like I was like, bro, I was very like, yo, this is what it is, and that's and you always, hey, yo, you gotta lighten up a little bit, dog. Like, and I'm like, nah, bro, this is what it is. Ain't nothing else shaking, bro. I don't care. No, that's it. You know what I'm saying? So,
Remy, I want to ask you the same thing, man, because I know, like your success happened. You know, like for me, it was gradual because I was there, like on the come up, right? But then, like when it kind of all hit together, like you were thrusted in, you know, a position, right, that you know you might not have never experienced before.
Right.
So like just talk to us a little bit about like how difficult it could be to like kind of manage, you know, having that responsibility, especially like when you lose somebody like Pops along the way, grandma, great grandma along the way, and things like that. So just how did that impact you?
I mean,
as a man?
I learned a lot from being around both of you, especially you. You know, just seeing your day to day, being in the car with you for 13 hours, where we not in the car per se 13 hours, being with you throughout a whole day. You know, seeing the phone calls, seeing the family, seeing what you got to deal with, seeing what you got to do financially for people to see it, like just seeing everything. And then, you know, and I was just like, wow, okay, you know, some things you take from, some things you learn from, right? Like where, you know what, I can't do that. I see how his struggle, that what that can be on your mental, you know what I mean? So I got to make sure I'm watching it happen. I want to learn from it.
Right.
And, you know, what I learned from BK is, like I said, his circle was so small. It was family oriented. And I said, the less you have to worry about, the less, you know, it can't get out of hand. You know what I mean? So I think I put those two things together and just learned how to manifest, you know, myself. Obviously, it was a grind. It was a gradual grind. I think you have to be comfortable in your own skin. I think for me, I put my head down and just was working. Like not even worrying about critics, not worrying about who's doing what. I think for like a 7-year period, I just didn't care. I was working anywhere, anyhow, any gym, traveling. Like it was just a time, like I didn't even realize that I was growing in the business, in the space, and how people were viewing me, because I was just grinding. I didn't care about, you know, people, the positive reinforcements from it, because my thing was so strict about watching guys developing guys, and you know, and I think that my focus on creating NBA players and not just training NBA players, that comes with a different level of focus. You know, because I think that it's just more time consuming. So you don't really have time, man. And I think that, you know, when my lovely wife came into my life, she brought that balance for me.
She is amazing.
She brought that balance for me.
Yeah, well, I think we all share that, you know, and this going to kind of segue to my next point, because we got some beautiful sisters in our background, right? Who don't get a lot of attention, don't get the fanfare, but man, they hold us down, right? You know, they hold us accountable. You know what I mean? They love on us. They're incredible mothers, and you know what I mean? And they give so much to our families. Right. So now that you guys are parents, fathers, husbands, right? You know what I mean? Like, what's the responsibility that comes on? Like, how do you balance like work and career? You know what I mean? Family, then the individual relationship, you know what I mean? Your obligation and your duty to society, the world, and to God. Like, how do you kind of bridge all those things together, and what role do your beautiful women play in that?
I think the most important thing.
Look at them smiling.
You gotta smile. Because we just had our fifth year. I mean, I'm like I said, I'm a little bit behind y'all, but I just had 5-year anniversary.
What a blessing.
So definitely can't do nothing but smile. But man, like my wife has been nothing but a rock for me. Like you said, I wouldn't be, and that's what to piggyback to our last question is. I care more now, of course, about how I'm viewed, right? Especially at this part of my life and journey, more than I ever did when I was younger. Before I was married and before I had kids, bro, like I told you, I was tunnel vision. I didn't care. But now that I have kids and I have a wife, it's like, I do care about how they view me, right? And so whatever I do can't be at the detriment of them. So like you said, that balance is tough because they always want your time.
Yeah.
But you still have to be able to come and do these things and provide. And you know, every time I'm at the house, my son's go gym. Like he wanna come with me.
He ready.
He ready.
You got the workout ready for him?
Oh yeah, he
got to get ready. It's already
done been.
Okay, we got to get him right.
Yeah,
He knows that when I go gym, I see him.
Yeah.
He already.
Yeah, he's already on schedule.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, just to wrap that part up is like, man, and I know, Key, just through speaking to you over the course, you know my journey where I talked to this chick and I'm like, yo, you give me guidance.
Yeah.
Hey man, I've been around. This is what you need to look for. This is what you. And then I finally got married, and the biggest thing that I'll say, man, is whatever we do, right? Our women become, especially once we get married, they become fuel, right? So
For sure.
So now it's like, yo, I wanna go and accomplish being one of the top trainers in the country, or I wanna start going in the media, right? What I realize is we partnered together so that we could do it together.
Yes, man.
Like we got married so that we could do it together.
Yes.
So I can't be a one-man show.
Yeah.
So as I'm going into continuing to play, and you know, we went to Greece, and I'm just continuing my career. It's, hey baby, like, instead of it being, yo, this is what we doing, it's, hey, what, like, how does this look for both of us?
Yeah.
And she like, hey, remember, you the man.
Hey,
I'm with you. I'm with you. Remember who you are. Like, like you, it's good for me to know for myself. But she said, remember you. She wrote me a letter a couple days ago. Remember, you the man. You two-time. She calling out. You two-time. You this. You that.
Come on, sister.
None of that.
Number two in all time in the state of Florida and point score.
Come on.
Like so it's so important that of course we know who we are, but this our rib, literally our rib.
Yeah, that's
So you know that was big for me.
No, that's beautiful, man. And I mean, to all, if we got any sisters listening out there tonight, man, like it's important to be that fuel for us, cause like y'all gas us up.
Yeah, 100%.
We gonna run through a wall for it. You know what I mean? So like, shout out to our wives. Remy, I'm gonna ask you to kind of chime in on like how pivotal and critical Key has been. You know what I'm saying? And your success.
Man, super. I think she showed me what roles are. Right? Roles are in us, right? I think it's super important.
That's good.
She gives me my time. She knows. I think in my job, I think people think it's just walking to a gym and working. You know what I'm saying? And I take on so much from other people, what they're going through in their lives.
You get virtue, buddy.
You almost become a psychiatrist, right? And I take on so much, and it's almost like she can read me like a book. When I walk into the door, she's like, okay, this is not regular Remy today. I can tell something's heavy on him. He must have got a lot of information that he has to process. She does a great job of navigating the house to understand that, right? Because your kids don't care about that. You walk in, they're like, Daddy, what's up? Like, what we gonna do? You gonna throw me in the air? You remember we was playing with the toys? You was super kid. I want that today. But the thing about it is, it's like, I might not be feeling it before she even lets them down. She does a great job of jumping in. Hey, today, let's do this with Daddy. Let's let Daddy go relax a little bit. She give me the
decompress a little bit.
Yeah, like she give me the look, like, go ahead, go do your music, go do whatever calms you down to get you, you know, away from, you know, coming out to be your Superman, because you're my Superman. She says you're your kid's Superman. So, like, in order for you to have those superpowers, you gotta take that down. So she does a great job of just understanding her roles, and she's a star in her role.
Yeah, she is.
Superstar in her role.
I think all our women, all our women, man, like I said, like I wanted to take this segment to kind of highlight our women.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like without them, man, like, you know what I mean, we won't be on point.
That's
you know what I mean? So thank you for sharing.
How's that look for you? Because I know your journey, you've had a journey as far as going to the league, and you've been with your wife since
24 years.
You know, so I'm still learning, man. So you know what I'm saying? 24 years in, talk to me like,
You're still giving me advice.
Yeah, how's that in year 5 to year 10 to year 25? Like what does that look like?
Man, you know what, man? It's a journey, right? Because like, you know, you go through so much adversity, like, you know, simultaneously in life that comes along with it. And then you have individual things that you deal with when you're around somebody all these years, right? And then there's different dynamics when you start having children, right? And you start having businesses together, things like that, right? What I could say is, like, now that we're 24 years in, Like, you know what I mean? You have to have grace through those seasons where it's some hardships.
Yes, sir.
Right? You know, you have to, be quick to forgive one another and then patient enough to allow healing to come in.
Yeah.
And then like in different moments, you got to have these recalibrations.
Yeah.
Like our new norm. Like we're almost empty nesters now.
Yeah.
Right. So like, how does that look for us?
Right.
Like, what do we do to entertain ourselves?
Right.
What's the vibe? What's the energy?
Yeah.
Like, what is it that we need to do in this next season of life to make sure we don't lose ourselves and be wrapped up in the identity of being parents and not husband and wife.
Yeah, that's good.
You feel me?
That's good.
And so like, it's a forever learning thing, man. When you take those vows, you know what I mean? Like, it's through sickness and health to death do your part.
Everything.
You know what I mean? And so like, life will challenge you in those ways where you have to consider if it's through sickness and health to death do us part.
Yeah.
But man, God, man, I really feel like if you center your relationship around like your faith, for me, that's Christianity.
Yep.
And you know what I mean? You know that, you might have plans, but God has purpose for you.
Yep.
You know that your purpose ain't meant to be alone.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And there ain't nobody who I'd rather be doing it with than my babe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I digress a little bit on that, you know what I mean? No, but it's important for men to be able to, talk about what relationships look like.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it's so easy to quit. Like to kind of go to the next phase, Bim, Brandon, like, dude, I see so much for your future. I know you're still playing. I know you're still working out 4 times a week. You're traveling the world playing basketball, continuing on your basketball journey.
Right.
But, you know what I mean, just on the outside looking in, I think you have like so much potential, you know what I mean, to extend your career through the game.
Yeah.
So like what's next for you? You know what I mean? Are you eyeing coaching? Are you eyeing the media? Are you want to continue to play?
Yeah.
What are you kind of, where you at right now?
Definitely, man. My body feels really good. So
Yeah, you look good. I saw you work out.
yeah. So I'm playing, man.
Hoop.
I'm playing. Yeah.
Hoop.
Until it's time or until God tells me, hey, otherwise. But right now, I'm gonna play as long as I can.
Man, you should.
And it's the thing, right? A lot of guys I know, and it's hard for me to see it. Like I saw John, one of my guys retired, John Wall.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, seeing Derrick Rose, one of my not too much older than me, but one of my heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Kimba. So I'm seeing guys that's choosing to make that choice, and we play for a really long time.
Yeah.
And it's no knock against those guys. I think that's awesome and have enjoyed your career. You're at that time and you're done with it. And they still, a lot of those guys are gonna stay around the game. I love this game so much, man, and I can't fathom, like, I love it so much that I enjoy coming in here. And I know so I speak to some of those guys and they say, look, man, getting in the gym it
take a lot of energy.
It take a lot. And I just haven't got to that point. I still love coming in here, working on my jumper, working on my footwork, working on certain aspects of my game that I know I got to get better, especially as I'm getting older.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't lost a step in the sense of the eagerness to come in the gym.
Right.
So if that's still there, I'm going to keep going, man. And I haven't lost that.
You should, because like, I wish I would have got that advice towards the end of my career.
Right.
So I'm glad you're standing on that business, and I encourage you to go for it. Hoop as long as you can. Remy, I'm gonna ask you a couple questions, if I may. Like obviously, like you've had such an impact. I know that there's opportunities out there, right? I know you have a passion for the youth.
Right.
I know you have a passion for developing talent.
Right.
And I know you have also a unique talent and passion for taking like pros and taking them to another level.
Right.
So that's like all phases kind of covered.
Right.
But is there like any ambitions or goals that you have like for yourself as a trainer, as a coach, as a basketball historian,
Right. Yeah.
That you want to pursue in this next phase?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think in my job, it's as you get older in basketball as a player, you keep getting older. The years start to pile up, and you start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I think, it's always going to be a young, eager kid every single day that walks into your gym, and I still have the same fire.
Still got that, yeah.
I love it. I love those challenges. I remember, working with Anthony Edwards, right? And we just worked out for about an hour and a half, and he went in the treatment room, just to cool off. And, I had a bunch of kids to work out right after.
Mm-hmm.
This was one of my favorite compliments that I've gotten. it wasn't even, obviously, you know, he knows I'm good at what I do, but he sat there in that treatment room and watched me train kids for like another hour and a half.
Mm.
And he said, hey, Remy, bruh, you gave them kids the same energy you gave me.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, they like, oh, it ain't it, or it ain't no NBA player. They start giving them drills, standing around. He said, you actually took it up a notch.
Just straight up.
And it was impressive to see. And I took that to heart when he told me that, because I'm like, okay, that's good, because that's what I want a parent, that's what I want a kid to know, that like, hey, I didn't come in here and give you no lazy work. I came in here and gave you my mind, my body, my soul, my spirits, right? So that it can uplift you. And it's all about motivating, right? Giving them confidence, giving them that push. And they just finished watching a NBA All-Star workout, and I gave them that same energy. So when they go home and they're at night, like, how can you not give me that same energy, right? So I think that for me, obviously, you know, it's a new challenge, it's a new journey every single day. I'm doing a lot of real estate. I'm doing a lot of other things. Like eventually, as my son gets older, I think that
Talk that talk.
you know, eventually, you know, I mean, I have my own facility. I have a bunch of travel programs, over 13 teams. I want to expand that. I want to get other gyms, but I think eventually, you know, I'm gonna take, because it's one of my dreams, right? To be a NBA head coach, not just a trainer. I want to be an NBA head coach one day, to be able to walk those sidelines. And it's just one of my goals in life that I think that eventually I'm going to, you know, I talk to teams all the time, you know, and they're interested in hiring me and stuff like that. But, you know, for me, I have that passion in the youth. I think there's levels to development, right? You have to be the right high school player, right, to be the right college player. You have to be the right college player to be the right NBA player. So in all those steps, there's important people. And I think that me developing the youth so that they're college ready, that's an important step.
Yeah.
So if, you know, I feel like there's a passion for me in that. So I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep, you know, giving my son the game, giving everybody else the game that's around him, and all the other kids that work with me in my program. And I'm going to continue doing that. But yeah.
Sky's the limit for you, champ. I mean, you're special. So I'm gonna start winding down, but I got two more questions, and you know, like, you can be as vulnerable with this question as you want to be.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I only know one way.
Yeah, but like, you know, like, for a lot of us, like, man, a lot of times you're so busy accomplishing, becoming at every intersection that you don't get a whole bunch of time to like reflect.
Yeah.
Right, and evaluate the journey and how you feel, and, you know, how this made you feel, and like, wow, I forgot about that. That was crazy during those times. So in the spirit of like reflection, I want to ask you, and I'll go to you first, Brandon. Like, how are you doing? How you doing, my boy? You good?
Yeah. I'm good, man. Good. I'm good. I'm thankful, man.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing journey with the basketball. Like you said, the round ball has brought me a lot of relationships. It brought me some really good times. It's brought me some bad times.
Yeah.
Some challenging times. And let me not say bad, challenging.
Yeah.
Because I believe all things works for the good.
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, like I said, I'm in a really good space, spiritually, most importantly. Like I said, I'm living in answered prayers, man. I say this all the time, right? Like we can, of course, we can feel certain ways about things that aren't going our way. But man, I'm thankful, man. And to be vulnerable, it took me and my wife almost 3 years to bring life into the world. You know, for God to bless us with a child. So every day I see my son running around, yelling, screaming, jumping, and I know that was a miracle for him to get here. So my wife, you know, about to give birth again this week, God willing. So, man, I think that we, you know, as far as how we feel, and we have a right to feel down. It's a season for everything. You may feel up, you may feel down. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we got breath in our lungs. I can sit here and talk to y'all, man, about the journey, about, like, man, I can't help but be thankful. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try to live from a place of gratitude, man. You know me, every day I walk in here, I could be upset about not being on the NBA roster. I could be upset about not, you know, fully feeling like I'm where I need to be as a player. But then I also gotta be thankful about, man, I made some good money.
Yeah.
I played for
You put in work.
9-10 years. I mean, I wouldn't change my career for anything. And of course, I'm still striving. I still want to be on the NBA roster. And I could let that thought win, or I could say, man, I'm thankful for where I'm at and keep working.
Amen.
If God did it before, He'll do it again.
He will. It's
You know what I'm
always
saying?
a fresh set of blessings. It's always a ram in the bush for us.
There it is.
Boy, you preach a sermon right there. You preach a sermon. Yeah, so
And real quick, too,
Yeah, go ahead.
like I said, it's not just about that. It's coming in here with people like you, people like him.
yeah, man.
That, like, community is everything. That's something that I learned, right?
Yeah.
And you tried to give me the game on this, and I heard you, but I didn't hear you.
Yeah, hey, kid, he used to fight you.
Yeah, I used to, you know, like,
But
and I wouldn't fight you. Was just that, man. Like when you a young man, and like we talked about it a little bit earlier, you got to go through some things
you
first,
do,
right?
You have to grow.
And this is part of the NBA guys. Y'all got to get out of this, man. Y'all be so tunnel, and it's part of the system of everything is about, like you said, striving. Like, all right, next contract, next game, and we don't get a chance to sit down and just vibe, be with family, you know, just relax, because we've been raised to like, yo, I got to get to the next thing. It's like I gotta accomplish the next goal, and I did that. And by the time I finished 9 years, I was like, wait, hold on, bro, my relationships ain't as strong as they should be.
Right.
So I'm just thankful for the break, because now I got to say, hey, Key, man, I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
Remy, I appreciate you. Like you don't get that chance when you in the mix. Like you, like they, it's like a fall.
Yeah, you know, and it goes quick.
Yeah.
You know, and look, that's something that, is not just for that part of life, but it's for the next part of life.
Yeah.
I feel like we need each other.
For sure.
We need to be able to be around each other and vibe and hold each other accountable and look in each other's eyes and, you know what I mean, educate one another on,
100%.
you know what I mean, like the rhythms and the cadences that's going on in the world. And a lot of times the most isolated place for a man to be is behind his, closed doors.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I think we got to do a better job with that. Remy, I'm going to ask you that same question. Just, kind of give me an overview on how you doing, buddy? Like with all the pressure that you have to do, with all the employees that you have, with all the tournaments, with all the business that you have to do, and still be a husband and be a father to your 3 children, and you know what I mean, and be a patriarch in your family and all those different things. Like, dog, how you doing, bro? You maintaining? You good?
Yeah.
You look good, boy.
Very good, man. Very good. I think, like touching on what Brandon said, when you keeping God first, keeping family first, it flushes a lot of the bad out. You know what I mean? Keeps me in perspectives. I think, this is the era of social media. So like, you're constantly being, challenged, or you're constantly being compared. You're constantly trying to reach goals and stuff like that. So I think I've done a great job of not worrying about that type of stuff, right? And just understanding that, like, the person that walks through that door, that's the person that's counting on me to be the best version of myself. So it eliminates a lot of stress. My family, like we spoke about before, to piggyback going, they do a great job of, letting me vent, letting me be me. My wife does an amazing job of letting me be me. I think that is a big stress reliever. I've dealt with
He's amazing.
Dealt with a couple of deaths in my family.
Yeah.
That's, I thought, you see things happen and to people, and they go through things, and you try to be there for them. You don't know how they're feeling until it happens to you.
Yeah.
And I got to be, around when your father passed, and I just seen how tough it was. I couldn't even be there. It was tough. I remember, when we got that call, and it was, I just saw how difficult it was for you, and all I was trying to do is just be there for you, just be around you, because I know how we make each other feel.
Yeah.
And it felt like, hey, Key, you should have really told me how I felt, because
when you went through it,
and I went through it, it's still a pain that haunts me. But the good thing about it is, man, he was able to see a lot of this success.
Yeah.
And when I think about all the good times, it keeps me through. So that's just the only dark cloud that I have over me, that from time to time that comes back to get me. But, for the most part, man, I'm amazing. I'm changing lives constantly. I'm growing constantly as a person, as a father. So life is great.
Man, God is good, man. Life is great. I think life is better because we all in each other's lives.
Right.
You know what I mean? It gives a different level of meaning.
Right.
When you got soldiers with you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so if there's anybody out there who think they can do it on their own and all that, I would encourage you, man, like, tap into those like-minded people, tap in, you know, and then sometimes y'all might not have history like us, but like, man, God has a way of bringing fresh set of blessings.
Yeah.
And there's new people and new opportunities and new networks you could get be a part of. Last thing I'm gonna say before we get out of here, man, like quick message, like, you know what I mean, like to hoopers in general, but in particular, like them young Florida boys who is in high school right now or in college right now or in middle school who might not be where they want to be. What is your message to the basketball community in our great state of Florida?
I'll take this one first. I would tell them, listen, the comparison game is like a drug. It can slow you down. I think your pace, your speed, your development is your pace, your speed, your development. I think that you shouldn't look at other people and see how they're doing, how they're elevating, how quickly in their pace that they're elevating, because it's something called a late bloomers. And I've seen plenty of late bloomers, people that had to go to JUCO, then they go to D1s, then they got to make it, like, get undrafted, and then now they've made over $100 million. Like, you know what I mean? They're just sticking with it, trusting the people around you, you know, trusting your family, building a positive circle around yourself, and just work hard, man. Like, we shouldn't never have to coach energy. We shouldn't have to coach effort. We shouldn't have to question your love for the game. It's too many people trying to do what you're trying to do. So, and in South Florida, we're just so athletic. We're just so tough. We go through things, man. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, we ready for any kind of coach. We've all had a coach that was crazy.
You got to have that.
You know what I mean? Like, we only had those coaches that just no stretch, no nothing, get on the line, just for no reason. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, we've been through things. So, like, when we make it to the pinnacle, we go to those moments, to be honest with you. I know I used to. Like, you know, I can talk about my journey all day long, you know, where I was tested, you know, and I think about those moments, and I think about those moments as an adult, and it helps me through. You know
Absolutely. No, thank you for sharing that. BK, same question for you, champ. What would you tell them youngsters?
Man, I would say I kind of going on what Remy said is social media nowadays. We didn't have that coming up as far as the Instagram and all that. Like, so I didn't, to be real, I didn't know what the next guy was doing. Only time I got to see that was in the summertime. So I hear about a Kenny Boyan, Eloy Vargas, Ray Taylor. I would hear about, you know, certain players. Josh Freelove that's down here and guys that's my age, but I couldn't see them. So my whole thing was like, well, if I can't see you, I got to make sure that next time you see me,
I'm ready.
you know what I'm saying?
I'm ready.
So, and you hear about guys across the nation, like especially nationwide, not just in Florida. Those are Florida guys, but then you hear about guys across the nation, Josh Selby, Jared Sutton, like you, and Harrison Bond, like you hear about these, you hear these names. So, hey, I didn't have a chance to see. So I'm like, yo, I got to be on my grind so that when I see him at camp or wherever, top 100, that I can be ready. It's a different day and age. So I would say kind of to go back to what Remy said is run your own race.
Yeah.
You know, don't be worried about where other players are going, you know, and what they're doing. Run your own race. Don't run from competition. Right? I see a lot of that nowadays.
They duck smoke.
Ducking smoke because, you know, I'm gonna reclassify or I'm gonna go here because there's not as many. Like, nah, like the reason why I made it to where I was at today is because my AAU teammates, they went and transferred to the same district. Everybody was having success in their own class, 3A, 4A, 6A, and all of them boys went to a 3A school right up the street from me, and I'm like,
so they can see what that be like.
So, and guess what? I had to go ahead and go through that fire. I could have been like, yo, hey, bro, where y'all boys? Nah, cool, y'all went over there. Hey, it's up. Let's do it.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? So, and you know that knowing that was right at the street, it helped me become the player that I am today. So Kenny Boynton and American Heritage and Eloy Ray, all them little battles helped me make it to where I was.
Absolutely.
So don't run from competition. Run your race. And the biggest thing is be honest with yourself. And this is a whole nother conversation with that you have to be with.
Again, boy.
Is, be with parents, or your camp. But kids, be honest with yourself. Are you really getting better? If you're not getting better, then look within yourself. All right, maybe I got to spend more time. I got to do this. And it's not about I can go on and on about this, Keith.
Absolutely.
But it's not about a trainer, right? And this is my brother right here.
Right.
But I got better with him. But the reason why I continue to get better was because when he would show me something, a lot of y'all get with the trainer and y'all get better in here, and that's that. I was taking that and I was going home and multiplying it. So now when we come back, we not working on the same stuff for 2 months. Right? I done took that, went home, mastered it. Now he like, oh, damn, we mastered. All right, let's go to the next thing. So it's about mastering your craft. Like a lot of y'all, y'all think it's easy because y'all see social media and y'all see how it's so close for y'all. I didn't get a chance. It was so far away that I'm like, bro, I got to keep growing because I don't want to miss my chance. So don't let the proximity make you think that this is easy. This is not this grind is not easy. Making it is not easy, and now because there's so many people playing, it's probably tougher for y'all than it was for us. So understand, bro, it's not as easy as you think, right? And always don't cheat yourself. Be honest with yourself. You'll know, right? Because at the end of the day, whatever seeds you plant is what's going to grow. If you're not planting good seeds, don't be surprised when you don't make it. If you planting seeds and you really grinding, you really in it, you got a good team around you, and you taking that and putting the extra in, you still might not make it. The work just give you a chance. The work just give you an opportunity, right? That just give you a chance. And then everything else got to fall in place. But a lot of y'all not even gonna get a chance because you skipping steps. So that's what I would say.
Boy, talk that talk. I'm glad you look right at they look.
Yeah, I had to get real personal for that part.
I appreciate it. And fellas, BK, I know you just had a hard workout. Remy, I know this is your break time right now, so we cutting into that. But man, I look around and I see you guys, man. I see this beautiful facility. I see the entrepreneurial side of you. You know what I mean? If I go on Instagram right now and I see Brandon's Bistro, I see the entrepreneur in you.
Yeah.
And so all these lessons, right, and skills that we learn from basketball, they're transferable skills. I'm in front of a mic right now, right? You know what I mean? Doing interviews and, having to, do all those things while you play. They prepare you for moments like this. So nothing on your journey will be wasted. Everything that you go through, you grow through, right? And life, it doesn't happen instantly. It's a gradual progression of getting to the next level, all right? So again, this is the What's Driving You podcast. My guests today, Brandon Knight, Stanley Remy, my brothers, my day ones. I love y'all. I respect y'all. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all families. I love what y'all doing. And I'm so glad and so thankful that I got to spend some time with you today. Big shout out to Remy Workouts. You was in that championship. This one brought that thing back.
Yes, this one means.
What is this?
This is a Miami Pro Championship that my man brought me here. And I think the Miami Pro is great, man. It gives guys an opportunity to work on things that they're working on in the gym.
Fact.
Be able to play against different level guys that's going to be picking them up full. The competitiveness is great. But I think this one means a lot just because, this league altered my brother's career, and to see him get back and be part of this for the culture, for the city of Miami, for the state of Florida, to see what he accomplished here as a high school player, it just meant a lot. It meant a lot to get him back on the floor. And all those other guys that's been with me since day one, like Andre, Hassan, that's
absolutely
that's a loss. We're not gonna say get cheated, but we've lost in the past. But we finally have
shots fired.
We finally got over the mountaintop. So it means a lot just because of the simple fact that that group was super special.
Yeah,
it's super special. We came together. We're like the best of friends now. So we do everything together, talk every day, and I think that this one was special.
Yeah, man, and it helps solidify your position not as just a player development trainer, right? This is a coaching accolade,
right?
Which is where your grassroots really were,
right?
Coaching in high school, coaching Little League teams, all those different things. Right. So,
and if I could, real quick,
go ahead,
too,
BK.
just to just to, for one, I gotta give love to UK.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. You know I love you, champ.
Like I said, you paved the way for a lot of guys, man, and I will always hear your name when I was Keyon Dooling when I was coming. Keyon. You know what I'm saying? So that set the stage. Like I said, just even hearing, the folk stories about you, man.
Yes, sir.
What you was doing at Dillard.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Like that allowed me to continue to be, because I wasn't at, a 6A school, but I was right in Fort Lauderdale.
Absolutely.
Not too, I was across the tracks, man.
I know.
I was still there. So, like I said, I want to just congratulate you and tell you thank you. And then for Remy as well, one thing that we didn't really speak about that before we get off of here is guys that walk through the gym, usually that come with, like, even the guys on the Mommy Pro team, right? Them guys still in the group chat talking. Like, everybody don't win and do it, and they still every day checking on each other. Like, and that's just a testament to who he is as a person, right?
Special.
And so a lot of guys that come in and it's transactional. He talked about, like, when I come home and my wife can feel, like, the energy on me. If it was just transactional, it wouldn't be no energy at home.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know in this journey, guys come in, they got issues with their agents, they not signing, they you know what I'm saying, they not happy with where they at. So it's not just training, right? So you gotta come in, train a player, but he might have a 30-minute conversation about where he's at physically and mentally with other stuff. And so the last thing I'll say about Remy is this, man. And like I said, I want to give both of y'all flowers.
No, absolutely, bro. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Like he said, that story with Ant Edwards, right? And we know how tough business is. 5 years is the most for a lot of businesses, and then his business keeps continuing to grow.
Yeah.
And the testament to that from what I've seen from being around since 2006, 2007 is this. That same energy that he gave Ant, he gives to everybody, right?
Yeah.
And if he didn't, it would have fell apart a long time ago.
Absolutely.
Parents would have been saying, I know you don't train. And the word would have got around that he only does that for if you an NBA guy.
Yeah, no.
But the reason why the business keeps growing is because of the consistency.
We not no front runners.
You know what I'm saying? And that's so, like I said, man, I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for that love that you instilled in him, that he instilled in me. So we got to just keep paying that forward, man.
Absolutely.
That's
and we will, man. And like I said, man, you guys, man, y'all just don't know how much life y'all give me, how much energy y'all give me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm so thankful for y'all, so appreciative to you guys. Again, this is the What's Driving You podcast. If you haven't liked and subscribed, make sure you do that right now. If you're looking for some good food and you're down in the Broward County area, you got to swing by Brandon's Bistro.
Sir, yes, sir.
If you want to work on your game and you want to take it to another level, you got to reach out to Remy Workouts. Follow them on IG, follow their YouTubes, all that good stuff. Once again, this is What's Driving You. I am Keyon Dooling. Thanks for being with me today. Peace.
Peace.
This is What's Driving You. And so my first question, man, I'm going to get right to it. What's driving you?
About my old lady, my kids, my family. That's what drive. I wouldn't have met you when I did.
Here you go. Shut the shit. That's why it gets you in trouble.
Peace out, man. This is What's Driving You. I'm Keyon Dooling. What's driving you? And I'm going to end like this. I think that the biggest room in the world, the biggest room in your life is the room for improvement.